Hey poker people, this is Sky with Smart Poker Study. Welcome to the 7th video in the 5-minute poker coaching series. In this video, I'm going to help Bluffsterini plug the leak of failing to get aggressive when his opponents show weakness. Let's do this. So here's Bluffsterini's database of 39,000 hands. We can see is basically a break-even player, -$3, -1.1 big blinds per 100 hands. But as I was going through the database, I found a really good opportunity for him to make some more money. Here it is. His opportunity is I lose out on profits by failing to take advantage of my opponent's display of weakness, in particular on the turn right here. Now, how did I figure this out? First off, you want to filter for heads up on the flop. You checked the flop, you did not call, did not fold, and did not raise. Let me show you what that filter looks like here. Heads up on the flop, you checked, you did not call, not fold, did not raise either. So when you run this filter, it's basically heads up pot and everybody checked on the flop. What happened afterwards? So you can see down here, all the flop actions on every single street is just simply a check. And then so you can see in this situation, he's positive $45, positive 41. But what about when he decides to check on the turn? What does his win rate look like then? 386 hands, positive 26. It's still positive, but that checking behind on the turn just isn't making him hardly any money at all. What about when he decides to bet on the turn? Bam! Look at that. Positive $103, positive 292 big blinds per 100 hands. When he is betting, he is making money. So let's go back to this. I went ahead and ran these filters. I recorded all the numbers right here. We saw that 761 hands, positive 41, positive $45. That's good. All of these, the most profitable spot that he was in was when the pot was checked on the flop, heads up pot. He bet on the turn when he was in position. He's making $91 right here, 448 big blinds per 100 hands. This is absolutely where Bluffsterini and everybody else you need to be betting. Your opponent has shown two streets of weakness. They checked on the flop, and then after you checked the turn, or after you checked behind, they had a perfect chance to try to steal on the turn. They didn't. They checked again. That is your opportunity to bet for a bluff, of course, but also as a value bet too. So this is the sticky note I need Bluffsterini and everybody else. I want you to put this on your computer to remind you to focus on it. Be the more aggressive predator in heads up flop checked pots for value bets and for bluff bets if you think they can fold. You want to bet very often when in position on the turn and they check to you on the turn. Also, bet more when you're out of position and they checked behind on the flop. Let's take a look at some hands. The first hand, king, queen suited here. Open and a 3-bet. I love the 3-bet. Get called. Hard to hit board. And you do not c-bet right here. This is such a bummer. He folds 85% of the time. A perfect spot to be picking up this 18 or 19 big blind pot. No bet on the turn either. That's an automatic flop or turn bet to take it down. And then you ended up winning. We don't know what he has, but still, you missed a couple opportunities to bluff there. What about this ace-king hand? You ISO raise, good. He calls. Queen deuce 8, hard to hit board. Great opportunity to c-bet. He folds 100% of the time, which is 7 out of 7. This is a must bet right here. When somebody is folding that often, you've got to take the bet. But you didn't. Now the 7 hits and you once again failed to bet. The 7 didn't change anything. It's not really a scare card for him or for you, but still, he's shown two streets of weakness. He's a very loose, aggressive player. It's your time to bet. Queen comes and you 3 times in a row check behind and he wins with an ace deuce. What a shame. We could have pushed him off on the flop or the turn potentially. You open. Big blind calls. Flop absolutely nothing. He only folds 57%, which isn't bad, but I can understand checking behind right here. The jack comes. You picked up the gut shot. Great. I love it. Now you decide, because you have a little bit of equity, you decide to bet. But then what happens? Comes over the top with a raise. Now, you have 4 outs with a queen, potentially 3 more outs with an ace, right? That's 7 outs total. That's only 14% to hit on the next street. The size of his bet means that you need 26% equity. You only have 14. This is a perfect time to just say, hey, I was bluffing, he caught me, and I fold. You could have saved yourself some good money right here. But instead you called, he bets, and then of course you fold on that river right there. What a shame. So, here is your purposeful play. This is the task that I'm giving you, Bluffsterini. Over your next 5 play sessions, make it a goal of betting 10 times in heads-up pots after the flop goes check, check. If you easily bet 10 times in your first session, increase your goal. Go for 15 or 20 in the next session. Do not decrease your target of 10 times. Your goal is to to force yourself to practice betting when your opponent checks to you. You want to tag each hand where you're unsure of making the aggressive play. Also, tag any failed bluffs for review. And lastly, you want to review each of these tagged hands in your next study session. Record your mistakes so you can focus on not repeating them in your next play session. And of course, I forgot to mention, hit that subscribe button and like the video down below if you learned a little something from it. Well, thank you so much for watching, and an extra big thanks to Bluffstorini for opening up their database to us. I hope you use what I showed you today to improve your game. Click either one of these videos to watch more in the series, and if you want me to be your coach, visit smartpokerstudy.com/coaching.